happy couple. This is not a happy family. This is one of the weirdest, most creepy interactions I think we've seen yet.
They just look incredibly fake doing it. And they just look awkward. They look disinterested and really disconnected.
So we've got some pumpkin patch news here. I am not going to play Meghan Markle's crazy game of putting
oh yeah, she did
the
a great
back
job.
of her head's the back of her kids'
nothing with
heads.
the kids, yeah.
The only thing scary about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Halloween video is the fact that they continue to pimp out their children and lie to the world about the state of not just their relationship, but their relationship with Meghan's own mother.
You'd think a pumpkin patch outing would be simple, right? Just a fun, cozy little fall moment with the family. But oh no, when it's Meghan Markle, even a pumpkin patch somehow turns into a full-blown PR circus. Imagine it, empty fields, forced smiles, and that same picture-perfect California glow that somehow always looks a little too polished. But this time, there was something off. And the cherry on top? A surprise guest who got people talking faster than Meghan could say pumpkin spice latte.
So we got the very odd reel last night where people are shot from behind and Harry and Meghan are trying their best.
The first red flag? The silence. Total silence. No laughter, no kids running around, no parents chatting, no squeals of joy you'd expect in a patch filled with pumpkins, just stillness. You could almost hear the awkwardness under that blazing California sun. It didn't feel like a family day. It felt like a scene being prepared for something staged.
Her family going to a empty pumpkin patch because of course you cannot have the peasants interacting with the royals. We have a lot of, I would say, stilted and awkward moments between the family, clearly showing that I think a lot of this is just for cameras. The popping up of apparently Uncle Marcus Anders.
From afar, everything looked perfect. The golden light, rows of flawless pumpkins, and Meghan in her carefully selected, effortlessly chic outfit. It screamed style, but not warmth. Something about it didn't sit right. There was no real life in the air, no kids giggling, no random chatter, just silence. A little too peaceful, a little too eerie. It was like watching a movie set before the extras were called in.
Doing their best to show affection for each other. But I mean, look at that. They're so far apart, aren't they? And as Stephanie Sidley,
the family outing felt less like a day of fun and more like a scene straight out of a scripted PR video. No families nearby, no kids dashing around, just Meghan, Harry, and an empty pumpkin field that looked like it had been cleared just for them. Everything had that unnatural Hollywood sheen, beautiful to look at, but somehow hollow underneath.
Archie through a corn maze. And what do you want to bet Meghan Markle went, hey honey, go ahead, run through the corn maze. I need to get the back of your head for this video. If it was naturally and they just went to the pumpkin patch and there were a bunch of people around and Meghan got a couple things, I would get that.
For Meghan, this was supposed to be a normal day, but instead, the whole setup showed how far she and Harry have drifted from real life, from the normal family moments they so desperately want to appear part of. The smiles looked rehearsed, the camera angles deliberate. What should have been a sweet fall memory felt more like an ad campaign for a perfect couple life.
Doria is back on the payroll. Meghan Markle is trying to overload our brains. Don't get distracted from what she did in Paris. And where the hell are those ducks? Very good point.
Every little move was calculated, the soft giggle, the gentle glance, the way Meghan tilted her head at just the right angle, but none of it felt real. It was all performance. Instead of two parents soaking up time with their kids, we were watching two celebrities acting out a version of themselves. It was almost heartbreaking, a desperate attempt to rewrite their story through another Look How in Love We Are video.
It's even taking the kids to a pumpkin patch. They've clearly had it shut down just for them. There's no interaction of children running, playing, having fun. It's honestly creepy at this point, telling the kids to...
And as the cameras clicked in that ghostly quiet patch, it hit people this wasn't a family moment. It was a production, pure and simple. Commentators couldn't help but laugh. Who even does this? One asked. What 40-something wakes up, wraps themselves in a bedsheet, and says, let's have a cameraman follow us while we pretend to play kiss and chase? And that's when people really started looking closer, because if the setup was odd, the chemistry between Meghan and Harry was downright chilling. Harry's body language screamed discomfort. He walked a few steps behind, glancing around like a man who'd lost his compass. Meghan, always camera ready, fixing her hair, adjusting her stance, making sure every shot caught her good side. The vibe wasn't romantic, it was robotic. They didn't look like a couple having fun. They looked like two actors stuck in a contractually obligated love scene. Even Meghan's sister, Samantha Markle, couldn't resist a jab posting online. Halloween again, or just a never-ending performance? It's wild, but she wasn't wrong. There was distance. Hesitation. Awkward smiles that barely touched their eyes. Every move between them looked delayed. Meghan reached for his hand. He hesitated. He leaned in. She subtly shifted away. The connection was gone, replaced by an almost clinical awareness of the camera. They weren't husband and wife in that moment. They were co-stars in a fading series that the Raya audience had stopped believing in. And just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, enter Marcus Anderson. Marcus Anderson, Meghan's longtime friend, suave, stylish, always where Meghan is. He's been her shadow for years, but lately, he's been everywhere. So when he suddenly appeared in this supposedly private family moment, carving pumpkins alongside Meghan and Harry like it was a casual Sunday barbecue, people went wild. Uncle Marcus? One commentator laughed. Is he living with them now? Because honestly, it's starting to look like it. He pops up at dinners, on vacations, at public outings, and now at what's supposed to be a kid's day out. People started asking the obvious. Why is he always there? Is he Meghan's comfort zone? Harry's emotional buffer? Or is this some strange dynamic where Marcus becomes the only glue holding this whole thing together? It's uncomfortable to even say it, but many noticed Meghan seemed a little more relaxed around Marcus than Harry. She laughed easily, leaned toward him, while Harry looked, well, like he'd rather be anywhere else. And here's the kicker. Not a single shot of the kids carving pumpkins. Not one. Why? Why is Harry carving, Meghan posing, Marcus hovering, but Archie and Lilibet are nowhere to be seen? This was meant to be family bonding. Instead, it looked like three adults pretending to be close while the actual family stayed off stage. Even Nancy Sidley of the Sidley twins said it bluntly. It's starting to feel creepy. Are the kids not allowed to touch the pumpkins? Is this adults only pumpkin time? Because honestly, that's how it looked. Marcus wasn't just a guest in this narrative anymore. He's practically part of the Sussex household storyline. Some call him Meghan's emotional rock. Others whisper that he's the third wheel holding a strained marriage together. Whatever the truth, one thing's clear, he's always there. Then, out of nowhere, Doria Raglan appears. Meghan's mom. The calm, composed presence everyone respects. She's usually the grounding force, the one who brings heart to Meghan's whirlwind. But even she couldn't save the vibe of this video. Her presence was gentle, motherly, but also uneasy. Doria looked like she was just going through the motions, participating, smiling, but never truly there. Her eyes told a story her mouth didn't, like she knew this was all too curated, too staged. The table was spotless, the pumpkins gleamed, the adults moved like rehearsed extras in a lifestyle ad. The only thing missing was life itself. What should have been a warm, organic family moment turned into a sterile production. Meghan's mom, the one person who usually brings authenticity, couldn't hide how hollow it all felt. Her small smiles, her stillness, everything screamed quiet discomfort. Because where were they? For a family reel supposedly built around bonding, the children were almost non-existent. Just quick flashes, a tiny hand, a small glimpse of Lilibet's white pumpkin, then gone. No laughter, no chaos, no play. Just silence again. The camera didn't love the kids, it loved Meghan. Every shot framed around her, every smile designed for her angle. It was supposed to scream motherhood, but it ended up whispering marketing. Even commentators noticed. This doesn't feel like a family, one said. It feels like an ad for a life they wish they had. And honestly, they weren't wrong. The adults dominated the reel, Meghan directing, Harry obeying, Doria quietly watching, Marcus hovering like a silent extra. The children weren't just missing from the frame, they were missing from the emotion. That absence hit people hard, because for all the pumpkins, filters, and curated laughter, the one thing missing was love. Real, unfiltered love. The whole production screamed detachment. Every smile felt mechanical. Every laugh sounded rehearsed. It was like watching mannequins act human. The saddest part, Meghan doesn't seem to see it. She's so deep into this world of branding and optics that even her motherhood feels stylized. Her family moments look more like product placements than memories. And people are noticing her once booming online engagement is slipping. The followers aren't growing, the magic isn't clicking. Her latest big comeback was supposed to feel empowering, but instead, it feels exhausting. Even her friend Marcus, who's usually her secret weapon of confidence, can't fix this narrative anymore. His constant presence now raises more questions than comfort. It's as if he's become the emotional buffer in a house where warmth used to live. What really stung the audience wasn't the awkward pumpkins, it was the emptiness. The pumpkins were there. The outfits, perfect. The lighting golden. But there was no heart. None. The so-called family fun felt transactional. Every shot calculated. Every movement approved. Even Harry's rare chuckles felt permissioned. And that's when it hit people. Maybe the Sussexes aren't out of the royal bubble at all. They've just built a new one, a shinier California-style crown made of image, not duty. They left the palace walls only to cage themselves inside the algorithm. The irony burns. Meghan wanted freedom, but what she's built is another form of confinement, one that requires constant validation and perfection. Every detail in that video, from the pumpkin lineup to the polished smiles, was designed to scream, "Look how happy we are." But all it did was whisper, "Look how desperate we've become." It's eerie. The quietness of the field, the emptiness of the air, the absence of real laughter, it all painted a haunting picture of a family performing joy instead of feeling it. Even the pumpkins looked tired. People online summed it up best: the pime of Enmire. pumpkins looked more alive than the people. And that's not even shade, it's just sad truth. Every frame was beautiful, yes, but beauty isn't the same as life. The more polished the footage looked, the less it felt human. When the reel finally faded to black, viewers didn't smile, they sighed. Something about it left a chill. The silence behind those curated clips was louder than any scream. Because here's the thing, Meghan wanted to prove she still got it, that she's relatable, grounded, happy. But this video proved the opposite. It exposed how far she's drifted from her audience, from Harry, maybe even from herself. Hollywood was supposed to be her rebirth, but now it's her glass cage. Every project, every photo, every reel feels like a performance trying to convince us and maybe herself that everything's fine. But it's not fine. You can see it in the stiff smiles, the distant eyes, the emptiness between them, and maybe that's the tragedy here, that in chasing the perfect image, Meghan's forgotten what made people fall for her in the first place: authenticity. Once upon a time, she was the girl who lit up screens with genuine charm. Now, she's a brand ambassador for perfection, and the audience can tell the difference. Even the ending felt hauntingly symbolic. The pumpkins, hollow shells of brightness, the laughter muted echoes of effort, the family together in frame, apart in spirit. It wasn't a PR win, it was a PR revelation. The couple that wanted to show unity only revealed distance. The mother who wanted to show love only displayed control. The man who wanted peace only looked lost. And as one viewer put it perfectly, the scariest thing about that pumpkin video wasn't Halloween, it was how fake it felt. If this was Meghan's big return to social media, it backfired in every possible way. Instead of a cozy family-themed comeback, it became a mirror reflecting the truth they've tried so hard to hide. Behind the filters, behind the captions, behind the pumpkins, there's no warmth left, just performance. And in a cruel twist of fate, Meghan's attempt to show the world how perfect her family life is only proved how empty perfection really looks. Because sometimes the crown doesn't fall with a crash. It just rots quietly, one curated reel at a time.